Oh no, this is gonna be just good.
Hell no. Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of reacting to horror stories. Sorry that we never posted in 2 months, but we want to make it up to you guys. We are going to post today or tomorrow, who knows. But yeah, see you.
First animation is called A Creepy Ghost Hunting. Let's go.
What you do, bruh?
This happened about 5 years ago when I was 21. Me and my friend Seth got into this app which showed you ghosts. We'd go out ghost hunting, but nothing much would happen. Sometimes a dot would appear on one of our phones and it would say random words. We would ask, "How did you die?" and stuff like that. And sometimes the answers lined up, but it was mostly random. One night, around 2 a.m., Seth suggested going to the cemetery to see if the app picked anything up.
Oh, that's bad.
I was hesitant, but I nervously agreed.
Yeah,
We started making our way through the neighborhood towards the cemetery. It was weird as the streets are normally lined with cars, but they were empty on this night. We walked down the middle of the road with the app running, but it wasn't picking anything up. We finally made it to the cemetery, which was a small, family-owned one where they only buried their own. Seth went up to the gate and started shouting, hoping to get a response on the app, but nothing happened. I was standing in the road, feeling unsettled, when Seth starts yelling, "Is that all you've got?" I told him to stop disrespecting the dead and we should leave. He tried being funny, saying, "Oh, I'll make them show up," and jumped the gate and started stomping on the graves while screaming, "Come on, show us something." All of a sudden, our phones said
Dude, that's
something
kinda
at the same
mean.
time. I looked down at my phone and it was there. We both just stood there, looking at each other when 10 or so
Whoa.
red dots appeared on
Whoa.
the radar.
Whoa!
And it said
They
it
got
again.
a gang. They got a
When I
gang.
looked back up from my phone,
Again?
Seth was next to me. I said, "We have got to go." As soon as I said that, we could hear the street lights turning off one by one from the top of
Oh,
the street,
snap.
getting closer
Oh.
to us. We took off running as fast as we could. We got about halfway into the neighborhood before running out of breath and having to stop. I felt like I was going to throw up from being scared and winded. Then I heard my phone say something. It was muffled, but I knew what it said. Being too scared to look at my phone, I looked at Seth, who looked terrified. He nodded at me to get my phone out, so I slowly pulled it out, and it said my name across the top.
Kyle.
I
Bro's
turned my
name's
phone
Kyle.
off and said, "Screw
LOL.
this. I'm done." We made our way back to my house and had a cigarette to calm down. We were talking about what just happened, almost not believing it, when I heard my phone again. This time it was my sister's name. We just stood there, frozen, not saying a word, when it went off again and said my brother's name. I took my phone out, turned it on, and deleted the app.
Oh my
I
god.
asked Seth to stay the night, but he refused. I can't blame him. When I finally got to sleep that night, I dreamt a muffled voice repeating a word over and over.
Bro sleeps with his
I
shirt
started
off.
to wake up and the words became clearer. My phone was off, with the battery out. But when I turned it over, it was lit up with the app running.
Oh.
It had a red
Oh
dot
my-
about 6 feet from me, still repeating.
Afraid. Oh no, this is gonna be just good.
Hell no.
Oh, hey. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh my.
What? What?
My God. What? What?
I
Bruh.
woke up the next morning and went to the bathroom. I had a razor-thin cut from my left shoulder to my right hip.
What the hell?
I don't know what happened that night, and nothing has happened to me since. Needless to say, I don't mess with that kind of stuff anymore.
Dude. That was good. Second animation is called The Motel. Alright, let's see if this is good or not.
I was 19 years old at the time, working at a sketchy motel. The motel was pretty run down, and the majority of people who stayed there were locals that were just doing things they weren't supposed to be doing. Let's just say the cops came by multiple times a week.
What?
I worked as both a front desk person, checking in these creeps all hours of the night, and as a housekeeper who got to clean up their nasty, vomit-smelling rooms afterwards. One afternoon, I was working as a housekeeper in the second building of the motel on the backside furthest from the office. I hated working over there because it not only had the most worn-down rooms, but it was always pretty vacant over there and way too quiet for comfort. I began cleaning one of my last rooms and wanted to get done in a hurry because it was getting late. I was washing the mirror in the room that I was cleaning, and all of a sudden, I saw a man in the reflection
Ew, look at
staring
his
at
big
me.
forehead.
He was mid-50s, dirty, with long, greasy hair.
Oh,
Startled, I
big
screamed,
forehead.
"Oh my god." I told him he scared me. The room I was currently cleaning was vacant, so there was no reason why this man should have been in there watching me clean. However, we just had a meeting on customer satisfaction, and my boss was really pressuring us to be more polite and help the guests any way we could. Sir?" I asked him cautiously. Can I get you anything? Towels?" The man just stared back at me with a crooked grin and held out his hands to me. I thought
this guy's a
maybe he was
pedo.
handing me a tip for cleaning his room earlier, but when I looked down, I saw he was holding a $100 bill. Alarm
Money.
started going off in my head.
yo,
No
I'll
one
take
tips
that for
$100 on a $40 a night room. The man just smiled and said his name was Terry. He said he was staying in the
Terry?
room next door with his wife Sherry, and sort of
Sherry?
joked about their names rhyming.
Harry and
He
Sherry.
smelled like car oil and alcohol. When I asked him why he was trying to hand me $100, he laughed deep in his throat and said, "Me and my wife were watching you, and we just wanted to have fun with you."
In what
I felt
way,
like my
though?
heart jumped into my throat.
Mm-mm.
No, I can't do that, sir. I'm sorry. I wanted to run out of the room screaming, but he was blocking the door, my only exit. The man smiled again, taking on a softer tone
Nah,
of voice,
man.
and invited me
Nah,
to come
man.
into his room to meet his wife, just to talk as friends. I nervously told him no again,
would've punched
and
him in
that I
the
had a
face
lot of
already.
work to do for the day. I prayed to God he would just go away, and eventually he did. He grunted and walked off in what I assumed to be the direction of his room. My mind began racing. There is no wife, I thought. This man could try and kidnap me. I was 110 pounds at the time and not very strong. He could easily overpower me.
So then why he didn't just
I
do
locked
that,
the room
like,
from the inside and
get
went
over here,
directly to
little
the
boy.
phone to call my manager at the front desk, but the phone wasn't working.
imagine.
Adrenaline began pumping through my veins, and despite what I was always told not to do, I was panicking. Did he cut the line? No, I thought. This is a crappy motel. It happens all the time. But I just have to get out. I remembered that I had my cell phone out on my housekeeping card, but that was outside the locked door. I'd have to open the door to get it.
Dude, just
I
go in
cautiously
it.
opened the door to the room that I was cleaning and peered out. I didn't see anyone, so I frantically began searching my cart for my cell phone. I was wasting too much time looking for it, so I just decided to run as fast as I could and make a break for the front desk in the office. Then from behind me, I heard the man again, but this time he was screaming to someone else, "She's running, she's getting away."
Uh-oh.
I could hear his shoes slamming against the pavement after me. I quickly turned the corner, grabbed my keycard, and let myself into a stockroom and locked the door. Within moments, I heard the
Oh
sound
my
of the dirty
God.
guy and someone else running outside, searching for me. I stayed in that stockroom for 30 minutes shaking until I could no longer hear him searching for me. I finally got the courage to run the rest of the way to the front desk. When I made it there, I collapsed into my boss's arms and he called the police.
Riz up,
The
bro.
man and whoever else was in the room with him peeled out before the cops could arrive, and I was beyond shaken up. According to the police who ran a search, this wasn't the first time he had done something like this, and he was actually wanted for sexual assault, gross sexual imposition, and in the past was once
Ew.
charged with rape.
Ew.
A few weeks later, on what happened to be my birthday, this guy was caught. A few weeks after that, I quit. I will never again work at another motel.
Oh, hell no.
Holy, oh my god. Oh my god. That's the end of the video. Only 2 animations this time. But remember,
Yeah.
every video, every 2 animations. That's all we can do. Because we're kind of
Yep.
lazy and stupid.
Yeah.
Alright, but thanks for watching. I know it's been a while. It's been like, how long?
2 months.
2 months.
No.
2 months, man. It's been 2 months. Sorry for the wait. And just, yeah. Thank you for watching.